Okay, I'm gonna redo this one. But this one's like money on weed. Okay, this one's okay. This is what they say. Weed. First of all, they're talking about weed, and they say waste, and that's the thing. They call something waste because they themselves feel wasteful. So they're calling my actions are wasteful because if they call my actions as wasteful, the actions themselves seem less wasteful by default. And they do this because they're insecure about knowing those actions that they do are wasteful. So that's the insecurity there. Use appropriately. They use this word because it's the same deal. It's all projection. If I'm being inappropriate, then they're appropriate by default. So it's the same thing. It's the exact same thing as there, that they know they're not being appropriate, and they know that they owe new clothing and sandals. That's what this message is actually about. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. Like literally all this shit right here. It's literally a big ass pile of that does not get to them. So that's how we decode that message. I'll show you another one. Right there. This one's talking about, let's see what it says, $650 monthly thing. So the responsibility that they have to provide the basicness of living here, right? We literally need food. They're not willing to provide the amount that I've explained out. Because here's the thing. They want me to follow their lifestyle, even though following their lifestyle is a complete fucking waste of time. And I actually did the math. I actually proved out. Where's my thing? I might even have it out still. Oh, here it is. There's the math. So I did the math, and essentially, when you put their lifestyle onto my lifestyle, it actually ends up being $732 if you value your time. If you value your time, right now, DoorDash, $362. So the deal is that my method is $362. And they're doing $732. So it's really funny. So essentially I'm proving to them that their method is actually more expensive than my method. And they don't want to change the method. And, because it's really all about control. Because my method involves giving me, it's just really sad. These people are just fucking hilarious. And, in a sad kind of way. That's how much control they want to have. What else is there? Oh. This one talks about an Airbnb thing. So I would consider myself a very smart person. And not the smartest, right? But I would consider myself a pretty smart person in a modest kind of way. So I like thinking of systems and patterns, right? And with AI, you can do a lot, right? And I came out with some really customized settings, right? We're talking about percentages here. We're talking about time-based percentages, so sliding scales and everything. So it's very customized, it's optimized perfectly. I get people who want to stay for a long time, right? And they want to plan ahead of time. Then you got people who they're just regular people who just want to hit up for the weekend, right? You got people who just want to bang for the night or whatever. You got people who they just need that one place to crash, right? Because they're having a bad breakup or something for the night. So there's a ton of people who need the place, and the key thing here is knowing how to optimize, right? Honestly, one person, wear and tear on the house, that's a given. Same thing with animals, same thing per day, so it's very optimized per person, per night, per stay, right? That sort of deal. And that's the deal. If you price everything fairly, then yeah, people do end up hitting all little checks. And if you priced fairly and optimized it from the start, you get everybody. So anyways, my point being is it's very detailed. It's very, very optimized, very data-driven, intuition-driven, right? not just the data, actually knowing how people behave. So it's very customized. And I'll give you the example, I think, that pissed me off the most. I think they changed one setting, and it was the extra guest fee, because right now the setting is assuming that when people book, either it's one person or two, right, for the most part. So that's kind of like the average baseline in a sense. So, it accounts for all of this and that, and I had it set to 30 a night, and they changed it to 20. They changed the pet fee from 30 per night to 30 per stay, which is a huge difference. Pets are pets. If you want to do the work professionally, you allow your pets. You have your professional pet maintenance dog scooper. You have your pool guy. You have your pet guy. That's my point. Your house needs repairs. You got your handyman, right? So my point is that to run a business, you need a team, and these people, instead of hiring a team and building their team, they're trying to do everything themselves. So my way is pretty much optimized, and it counts for all of that. Like, we need to, people need to get to make this work on its own. People need to get paid fairly. People need to get charged fairly to stay as well. So you got to know what's going on. So it's optimized for everything, and that's why that shit pisses me off. But they do it anyways, because they're insecure people. They don't trust the system, how it works. They don't trust the last minute. Oh, it's not even just that they don't trust it. They don't like it specifically. She specifically does not like people staying for one night or like last minute. Like the people, think about it. The people who need the one night or last minute type people, those are the vulnerable people in that kind of sense. And she does not, and it's really ironic because she's like all religious and everything, and that's what the Bible says, right? Jesus born in the barn or something at an Airbnb or something, right? Something like that. So it's really ironic that she runs a fucking Airbnb, and she's not. It's really it's so hypocritical, and she does not like that type of audience hanging out. Like the ones who just need the free night or whatever. She does not like that. It's just really weird. It's really hypocritical. Am I getting offhand? Let's see. So yeah, it's really weird. They pretend to be religious, but they really are not. It's just a knack. Let me read this one. Yeah, this one's really funny. Originally, they're super. Okay, that's the thing. And here's the fucked up thing about them. Ever since I was a kid, they're like, we're going to leave. We're gonna move to Mexico. They wouldn't say we are going to abandon you. They say literally, we're going to move to Mexico. And it's like, okay, what about us? Are we coming along or whatever? So that's the fucked up thing. They move, and that's how they operate. That's how narcissistic parents operate. They tell you what they're gonna do, and they leave you guessing the assumptions. So essentially, that's what happened to us. They had us. There's no plan for us. So that's what we're doing. And that's kind of the point of this YouTube thing, I guess. Okay, so that's what the narcissistic people do. They only tell you their side. They put the burden onto you. They pretend to be the victims. I mean, let's be honest. I'm walking inside a $2 million house practically. Or I don't know, 1 million. I don't know what the price. It was like 500K or whatever. Point is, it's not a cheap house. I do not own many assets, right? So the point is, they're in the position of power. Yet this is how they choose to. What's the word I'm looking for? Treat more vulnerable people. They exploit vulnerabilities when they find them. That's who they are. They're the kinds of people who are like, oh, finder keepers at work, or quote unquote, I'm just borrowing, right? Even though there is like a formal way to get the stuff. That's what they do. They do. It's really weird. It's like the white collar crime version of a blue collar worker. That's probably the best way to describe what the kind of stuff they do. Example, like bringing the vacuum cleaner from the work. I'm like, holy shit, dude. It's like, I'm just watching this dude. It's like, take a chill pill, man. Dude, these people are just like way too antsy. Let me go back to the thing. Oh. This is funny. It's not, I remember in this now. This is an old note. Right there, perfectly. Right there, it says necesitamos, right? We need is what it says. Right there. Right there, it starts off with we need. She crossed off we need. Now it's saying it's not about me. It's not about helping me. It's about their needs. So it's just, come on. And they don't even bother hiding it. They don't care that. That's how little they care. The help will be given if you decide to help yourself. So that's the same thing. That's the same thing here. The projection. Decide to help yourself. This person, and that's how fucked up they are. They're placing, it's projection. It's just so sad. The irony is that they themselves actually are not helping themselves. They're placing themselves deeper and deeper into their religious coping mechanisms. That's the self-projection here. But anyways, because look, if it says that a person is not helping themselves, then the person saying it is not actually helping themselves less. It's like this. This is what manipulated people do, and I'll decode it themselves. Right there it says, if I decide to help myself. So you understand. It's like a double twister, mind twister. It's conditional, right? Right there, help given if you. So right there, if I decide. Right there, that's how they place the burden. If I decide. So right there is one, trying to place the burden on me. Help yourself. So right there, that's the second one. It's saying that I'm not helping myself. And let's start off with that one. It says, right there, help yourself. And now they're getting very specific. And it's really ironic because I specifically have, what's the word I'm looking at? Talked about this shit with them, and now they're placing it back onto myself. Because I never actually, that's interesting, just thought about it. It says if medical help, and that's the really interesting thing. I have no medical issues. Why would I need to, why? This one's new to me. This one's new to me. It says medical help. Because I'm 135, I'm 5'8", I'm pretty much in tip-top medical shape. And right there it says, I need medical help. So that's a huge slip-up on them. And once again, I don't give a fuck about them, their own shit. But anyways, that's the big telltale here. Because now it's saying psychologically or medical. So there's two of them, and they're together. And if the medical part of that argument is not true, which I just talked about a few seconds ago, because it does not apply to me, it must apply to them, because that logic doesn't follow through very well. That means that they themselves are the ones who have. So see, that's what I mean. They project, they know what their insecurities are, and they project them out. Because the medical one's the giveaway. The psychological one gets attached to that as well. So they know that's what the note's proving, essentially. That they know themselves need psychological and medical help. and now let's twist it back to myself. So see it's like the reverse. That's how they engineer it. They engineer it in like as a mental twister in reverse, because that's how they do it. They kind of scale down. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if I took enough psychology, I would probably be able to tell you what I mean. But like that's kind of how I see it. And two, they're being really lazy, right? Recycling a note from like a couple months ago. And that's what I mean. They don't process, they just pile it up. Literally, they pile everything up. House needs repairs, oh, let's just slap some paint on it. You know, they always do a half-ass repair. You know, like I hang up string lights, very intricate, you know, very thought out. I put it back, sloppy, half-assed. I mean, that's the kind of people we're talking about here. They'll let you pick what color you want on the car, but like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, the car isn't for you. The car is for them. You know, not for, you know, for their lifestyle, not for you. So, you know, they'll pick you up, they'll buy themselves a new car, and then they'll pick you up from school like late every day. So, you know what I mean? Why late? Oh, I don't know. Me time or work, as they would call it. Why work? Oh, to pay for the car. So you kind of see how you know, it's like a really, you know, these people have like this like toxic mentality. That's the way we put it.